Howdy y'all, it's Marie and welcome to another episode of Friday Sews. In this episode, I have quite the challenge ahead of me. I have to make a prairie skirt to go with this old prairie blouse that I made many years ago. It's for a theme old time Western party, and you know, these modern clothes, modern Western, it's not gonna work. I want to do something that's a little more authentic. So if you're interested in finding out if I can meet this challenge, then stick around, buckle up your bootstraps, because we're going to party. So I'm in my dining room, not my sewing room, because it has a great dining room table that's perfect for cutting. And that's the first thing that I need to do to accomplish this goal of sewing the prairie skirt. Friday was not a sew day, rather it was a day of gathering my materials, which I have here. I have a small calico print, 100% cotton. I have a solid in kind of a buttercream. It's also 100% cotton. And then I have kind of a, it's kind of an off-white that would act as the under skirt or the lining. So let's talk about the pattern. The pattern that I'm using is Folkwear, and it is number 206. And this is the Quilted Prairie Skirt. Now, the Quilted Prairie Skirt was one of the most treasured items that women wore in the 18th century, and a lot of those petticoat type skirts were made from a satin or silk fabric. More of the Western pioneers tended to wear the practical skirts made from calico cottons, and that's obviously what I'm leaning towards with this Wild West, Old Western themed party. There are a couple of different versions. There is a shorter version, a mid calf, or a longer version. I'm gonna sew the longer version. You can add the ruffle or omit. In this case, I think I'm going to add the ruffle, and I'm really intrigued with the aspect of the quilting skirt, the quilted skirt. I've never was really aware of that they wore those. It was practical. It kept the women warm in the colder climates. It was also very durable. So what's really cool about this pattern is that it comes with it comes with the instructions, the directions, and it comes with a historical notes fact sheet, which is pretty extensive, and there's a lot of information on that. And it comes with the pattern, and it also comes with the template to draw the quilting lines. So it doesn't look too complicated. It looks very thorough, actually. So there's the template to sketch the lines. The sizes run small, 6 to 8, medium 10 to 12, and large 14 to 16. Hey, good morning. It's Marie, and I want to do a little recap on what I've done so far. So on day one, I pretty much prepped the fabric for this skirt, and I read the directions thoroughly over and over. What else did I do day one? And I obviously cut it, and I sewed one side seam together. I think it was the right side seam together. and took time to sandwich the batting and just lay everything out smoothly. Ouch, just pinned myself. Day 2, I spent time working on the upper portion of the quilting. So that would be below the waistband, but probably in this section. So I traced out the pattern accordingly, kind of diagonal strips. And then I did a little bit of my own counter diagonal, which you can kind of see there. So that took some time, and I did both the front and back sections of that. So that's coming along, and then I just set it with the iron, set the stitches with the iron. And then that's the back side, if you can see it. So day 3 that was yesterday, starting to plan. Might be hard to see because of the light from the background, but basically it's the section from pretty much down the rest of the skirt, drawing those cross-hatching patterns and some vertical strip lines. So I'm working on that. I didn't get as far as I wanted. Well, actually drew out most of one side, and I had a busy day. Today I've got some errands to run, and I'm going to try to work on stitching pretty much these sections in here. So the straight lines, and then some cross hatching. I don't know if that's what it's called, but this pattern I decided I'm going to save for a fancier fabric. That was for more of the dress skirt, not necessarily a calico prairie skirt. So mine will be more practical and more of this effect. And I did have to run and get some quilting thread because I'm not a quilter, I'm a really garment sewist. So I got some really cool variegated thread, and I'm hoping to maybe use this so that the lines, or the stitch lines will stand out a little bit. I also was able to work a little bit on the prep work for the bottom ruffle. I worked on that while I decided to pre-wash and dry my fabric because I didn't think I had time, and then I realized the fabric's scratchy, I want to pre-shrink it. So I worked on this. So today's day 4, I have a lot of errands. I'm hoping that I'll have some time to work on this skirt because the deadline is just around the corner.
Well there, fellow sewists, after days of a planning and a pinning and a tracing and a quilting, everything came to a screeching halt. After all, some of the best laid plans of cattle and cowgirls often go awry. So, off to the local mercantile for a new batch of quilter's fabric in a lovely spiced red. In the end, everything worked out just fine. I got my new prairie skirt, although it wasn't quilted. And the whiskey-drinking cowboys, well, they had a great time at the hoedown.